Well, good afternoon. We're here at Gianni's New York Pizza here in Bradenton, and we're actually here with Gianni. Gianni, the owner of Gianni's Pizza. And Gianni, we're so happy to be here with you today. Thank you for spending the time with us.
Absolutely.
And you've got a lot of passion for what you do. You've got a lovely place here in Bradenton. Tell us, how did you come up with the idea of starting this business the way you have?
Well, I wouldn't say the idea is not necessarily mine. I was born into the business, and as they say, is the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. My father came to this country in the mid to late 70s and discovered that his father, who had left Italy, was already here in America, was in the pizza business, and that's how he started. He was already a chef in Italy, came to the States and decided to get into the pizza business in Brooklyn, New York. Starting in Brooklyn, New York, you know, a few years later, out pops Gianni, and that's me, young Gianni. And as being a child, a young boy, I remember going to the pizza restaurant and just watching and observing the pizza makers, and I had this fascination with dough. I used to always want to pick at it and play with it, and sometimes I'd eat it and swallow it, even though it wasn't good for you, but I used to just love being around the environment. As I got a little bit older, as soon as I got tall enough to be able to wash a dish, I was washing dishes and apprenticing in the business. And a few years later, I started making pizza around 12, 13 years old. It became almost an anomaly for a young boy who was just so knowledgeable in the pizza industry, which is really rare. From there, as I got a little bit older in my teenage years, I lived in Italy for a little bit, had some great experience with some restaurants in Italy, came back to the States and really started a career, I could say, where I was a grown man, 18 years old, and decided that I was going to make this my career. Didn't like school much, but the pizza business became my home.
Excellent. Now, you spent some time in Italy. What influenced you the most? Is there a particular type of Italian cuisine that you would say you have more of a leaning towards versus others? What would you say?
I definitely say I'm definitely biased. My parents are from Naples. My father did grow up in Rome, but the Neapolitan cuisine, southern cuisine of Italy, definitely inspired me more than anything else. Specifically, being the birthplace of pizza in Naples, Italy, that's where pizza has its roots and how it started. I mean, of course, you can go back and talk about that Egypt and Greek had some influence in pizza, but where we know pizza is today as being the red tomato sauce and the mozzarella and the dough, that's where their origins start. So I had this really devout passion to wanting to know everything about pizza. And spending those years there, I probably ate pizza every single day, scrounged up what they had back then as a lira, it wasn't a euro, to garner this kind of experience of like what pizza is supposed to be like. That's where that comes from.
Fantastic. Well, Gianni, thank you so much for your time.
Absolutely.